Good morning. Happy Saturday or happy Friday, wherever you are. Come and say hello. I've got my morning coffee. It's really dark this morning. It's getting really dark now. Oh, hey, Morris. How are you? Happy Saturday. You're up really early. Are you an early bird? I hope you're well, Morris. Hope you had a good week. Did you smash that DoorDash? Have you tried Uber Eats yet? That's because it's not. Ah, I thought you were in South Australia. Yeah, you always get up. Oh, it's because it's not. It's not. It's the morning now. You always get up early. Yeah, me too. Even if I stay up till say midnight or 1 or 2, I'll still be up at the same time. It's still not. It's not. It's morning. The birds are singing. It's morning. The birds are still singing. But yeah, 3 more months of this night. It goes what? Last night we were on a quest, and I think it was started going dark like 5:30, and then like the mornings, the sun's up around 6:15, 6:20. I don't mind the cool mornings though, or the cool nights. I quite like it. You're finding DoorDash is all that you need at the moment. That is really good. And I think because you can be more flexible, like you can stay out longer than what I can. Like I need that flexibility with both apps, as I only get like an hour or 2 here, but if I had the flexibility, I guess I'd probably leave DoorDash on longer. Hello, Z. How are you? Welcome. How was your Friday? How's your week been? Hopefully it's been better than mine. I've been really sick again. Really violently ill again. Yeah, definitely for the shorter hours. For the shorter hours, I definitely need both apps. Hi, Adam. How are you? Hope you're well. Where are you, Adam? You're currently not happy. I'll talk in a sec. Oh, no, Z. Yeah, I know. The doctor is testing me for IBS. Oh, I've been so ill this week. It was the same thing that happened about 4 or 5 weeks ago. The stomach cramps are unbearable, the vomiting. Oh, I've had 3 days off work, but I am feeling so much better. I am good, thank you. You're in the UK. Whereabouts in the UK are you, Adam? I'm from the UK, believe it or not. I'm a POM, came over when I was 28. Been in Australia nearly 20 years now, in Brisbane. I call myself Aussie now. I've got an Australian passport. I kind of didn't renew my British passport just because I can pretty much travel on my Aussie passport. But yeah, I'm an Aussie / English / oh, don't work. It's work related. Oh God, work. Hey, well, Morris would say he doesn't have that problem. I know it's not morning sickness. This was like throughout the night, constant. They've tested me before if it was bacteria related and everything else. And now I've got more blood works happening, IBS or celiac, which I don't think it's celiac. And they said IBS is related to stress, which could kind of go hand in hand with my job and everything that's going on. London, nice. My dad's brother is from Watford, and I spent quite a lot of time I actually got originally my first marriage, I got engaged in London, but no, you visited Sydney. Oh, nice. But you didn't come to Brisbane. Brisbane's the place to be. I watch London Eats. I'm always talking about him. So I see London all the time. I've actually worked in London. I did 2 weeks of voluntary, like, kind of work experience, but I was at uni at the time in the Houses of Parliament. That was pretty interesting. I'm married, but not to the same guy. Not to the guy that gave me Australian citizenship. No, like, we divorced. We had 2 kids and we divorced. I am remarried now. I got married last year. I just celebrated my first wedding anniversary, so my second marriage. And we're going to Vegas it's just gone 8 weeks a few days ago. So that's kind of like our 1-year anniversary celebration, I guess. It's costing us a fortune. Oh, you went to Melbourne. Melbourne's beautiful. Love Melbourne. Some really nice places. We love Melbourne too. If I had a choice between Sydney and Melbourne, it would always be Melbourne. Just because the food is better. There's just, if you like sport, the sport's good. I went to the Formula One motor racing in Melbourne. No, I'm not. I'm actually outside of the West Midlands. I'm actually from Solihull, which is about 10 miles from Birmingham. But my dad's family are from Watford. So I've spent a lot of time down in that area, which I guess that's like South London. Is it South London or East, West? I don't know. Anyway, been to London quite a few times. I don't think I could stand living there now, to be honest with you. The traffic, it's pretty full on. Morris, it's amazing how much better I feel after leaving wheat. The main reason I left because I was actually physically and mentally sick from it. Yeah, I'm feeling you, Morris. Oh, I wish I could do the big plunge like you. I'm still waiting for that lottery win. I did have 2 wins this week on Oz Lotto and the Powerball, but not enough to retire. It was just a small win. So I am having those wins. So Z, I'm putting it out there. I'm having those wins. Positivity, manifesting that shit. If you like the worst weather in Australia, yeah, exactly. 4 seasons in one day. I remember when I first went to Melbourne in 2002. So 23 years ago? Jesus. I went to the Formula One Grand Prix, and no joke, that whole week I was there, it went from raining. The Grand Prix was like, I literally got soaked. And the day before, after it finished, I had one more day. The sun came out. It was beautiful. It was like the best day ever. I came down with some like flu because of being in the rain for the Grand Prix. Melbourne is pretty cold and miserable. But I think culturally, Melbourne's amazing. Like, just the arts and the buildings and the restaurants, the food. I think it's good definitely for that. But yeah, if you were to live there, I couldn't live there. But yeah, if you want the worst weather in Australia, then Melbourne is definitely, I don't know, I think the Northern Territory might be worse. Like, can you imagine living in that heat? Oh. Yes, Z, positivity. I'm going to be doing my live on my road. I'm going to be doing some gig work on the road tomorrow morning at 7:15. We'll probably get on the road for 7, but by the time we get out into town, it will be 7:15. So I hope you can join again. That was quite fun last week. There's no Uber Quest or anything like that, but I'm just going to do Uber because DoorDash Sunday mornings doesn't really start warming up until the actual shops open, like the Woolworths, and we don't want to do shopping deliveries. I just like when you're doing lives, the last thing you want to do is doing shop and deliver. So we'll stick with Uber where we can decline jobs if we need to. So yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow at 7:15. Surprisingly, how well it went last time. I was so grateful for everyone that stuck around. I got my SIM. It got delivered this week and they left it in the door and I had to go to the post office. Like they left you weren't home. I was like, well, we were home. Didn't ring the doorbell or anything. So I had to pick that up this week. And yeah, so I've got my spare SIM now for my phone, my other phone, so I can do that. I was thinking if I did this full time and quit my job, perhaps I could just do lives every day on my own, even if I did an hour or two. I'm sure people would soon get bored of that. And then I wouldn't have to edit because I'll be too busy doing Uber Eats or DoorDash to pay the bills to make up for the lack of income. That is the one good thing with lives on the road is you don't have to come back and edit. It was so easy on Sunday. I almost felt lost. I've got nothing to do. I've got no editing to do. What do I do? Although today we got a pretty full-on week because I'm meeting Kelly NK Slots where we film for that, my other channel. So we're meeting up at lunchtime today. So we'll be filming, more editing. That's all I do at the moment is edit, and more edit, sleep. I spent 8 months in Melbourne with the company I just left and it was out of control busy. Lived in Sydney for 10 years and Melbourne is much over that these days. For 10 years and Melbourne is so much. What do you mean so much over that these days? Oh, so much better than Sydney. I travel to Sydney quite a bit for work. Can't say they always put me up in the casino, so I don't mind. It's quite fun. And we always go out to really nice fancy restaurants. But yeah, my husband travels from Brisbane to Melbourne every week and he says Sydney is just a nightmare in traffic. You don't want to be a truck delivering in Melbourne. Yeah, exactly. If it wasn't for the big mortgage. But oh well, it is what it is. We built our house, it probably started 2 years ago now, and we bought just under an acre. So we've got our dream house, our forever home. But let's just say we've got a big mortgage. Like even though both of us earn decent amount for our main jobs, it's still a huge amount. So it's a lot of stress, especially when we sold our last house. And we're lucky when we sold at a good time. And we literally sold our house within a week and we got a good price for it. But our mortgage was at least a quarter of what we're paying now. So we've gone, I do want to pay it off in 10 years. That was my goal, but I'm on to my second year now and I've only dented it by 50,000. So, but I think it takes a lot longer for the interest to come down, right? So when you're first paying, the first 5 years or so or 10 years, it's just going to be interest. So I think once we crack a certain point, that's when you're paying more of the equity, more of the actual loan off rather than just paying on top of the interest. You'll think you'll be there. That's okay, Z. If you can't make it, don't stress. You can't even put me on ×2, can you, for the live? Do you struggle with people like talking normally, like when you're used to the ×2? You're like, quickly, Nick, speak faster when you're doing your lives. Well, when you're ready, tell us why your day is really bad. Like, is it just idiots at work? I know that feeling. I bet you, like, we used to know this guy and he could read a whole book, a whole novel, like a massive chunk within like a day. And he had like Asperger's or something and he could just read really fast and he would absorb everything. Melbourne is over going to take Sydney in the years to come. No, I detest Melbourne, I'm afraid. Hopefully I never go there again. Just came back there for my daughter. So what made you move to South Australia, Morris? Have you been to Brisbane? Have you lived in Brisbane? Or is it too humid and hot for you in Brisbane? Yeah, I could never live in Sydney or Melbourne. I've never been to South Australia though. I would like to go. I'd like to go and visit some of the wineries, although I don't drink wine anymore, so I guess you can still taste it. It's just like if I drink wine, I'm violently ill now. And to be honest with you, if I was to choose a wine, it would be New Zealand wine, not South Australian wine. Oh dear, yes, kind of. Oh, chin up. It's Friday. I went on the road yesterday for the first time this week, apart from Monday, because I was being ill. And we did a quest. It was pretty good. But other than that, I've been really recovering this week. You can see Rex in the background. He's sunning himself. Wouldn't it be nice to just be a reptile and just just do that all day? That's pretty much Morris. Did you get your lamp, Morris? The only difference, someone's not feeding you worms and salad every morning. You have to feed yourself. Job gave us an early time off, but now I'm still working due to someone else not doing. Oh God, that's no good. Do you ever play the lottery, Z? Yours lotteries are massive over there, right? Although you have to pay tax on it, so I can't believe I'm looking. I was told yesterday I had a tip about American taxes, tipping, sorry. And I watched this channel. They're called Hunting Vegas, and they're like vloggers, really good. But they're from Melbourne. They're two sisters. Anyway, they do all these Vegas vlogs when every time. I think she works for Qantas. But anyway, long story short, she gave me a tip. I said, "Oh, how do you get used to the tipping? Because we don't tip over here, really. There's no obligation to tip." And she said when she goes, she's got used to it now. She doesn't like it, but she gets used to it. So she tips her housekeeper $5 a day. And I was like, what? You have to pay the person that comes to make your bed every morning in the hotel? Isn't that covered in the resort fees? Like, I thought that was strange. So $5 a day for that, $5 for the bell person that takes her luggage up and down from the what's the name, which is fine. And then she has about $1 to $2 per drink at the gambling per drink at the casinos. And she told me to go before we leave, get loads of $1, $2, and $5 notes. So that way we got the cash handy to tip. So I'm going to order a load of $1, $2, and $5. But yeah, it's going to. Oh, and she said she tips 20% for restaurant food, but not takeaway. She wouldn't tip for takeaway. You lived in Karoi for 2 years in beautiful place. I'd love to live in the humid climate, but have to wear a full compressive stocking these days, and it doesn't go well. Yeah, oh yeah, that wouldn't be good. Well, it sounds like you're in the best place. I've heard South Australia is amazing, though. I've heard really good things. You've only played maybe a few times. Maybe it's time. Would you quit your job? I always ask that question to people. If you won the lottery, would you quit your job? My husband says no, but I think I would, or at least say, look, I'm going commission only, or I'm only doing 2 days a week and I'm unavailable, but I don't care if I don't hit the commission because it's not a big deal because I've got the cash. It depends how much you win, really, doesn't it? These days, you need a lot to live on. You're bringing people out with you. Oh, dear Z, you sound like you're having one of those days. What time do you normally close off on a Friday? Some companies like let you go at 1 or 2. And to be honest with you, my work is pretty flexible that I guess Friday, no one's going to answer their calls on a Friday or do anything. So, but my manager always calls me at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Let's just hope he's not watching these lives. I don't think he knows about my channel, but it's on the internet, isn't it? I can't really stop him finding out about it. And to be honest with you, I've gone pet care past it. I've gone past caring. Your boss is really flexible. Were you the boss, Maurice? Oh dear, you're funny. Oh, okay. Is that what you meant? What do you mean by bringing people with me? Is someone I like to be able to quit to? Yeah, it would be nice. We could all do what Morris does. Maybe then, Z, you could get your own Uber Eats and DoorDash and just do it casually. And then we could all be living like Morris. Oh, yeah. The cat is always the boss, right? Mine woke me up yesterday morning at 3:15 in the morning and I couldn't get back to sleep. I was so annoyed. He normally wakes me up around 4:30, which I can handle. He tries to be the boss, although my husband can't stand it. He's not really a cat person, whereas I'm a cat person. Love my cat. Simba, wherever he is a big, fluffy rag doll. Oh, wow, 6. That's a long day. Oh, you're in IT, aren't you, or some sort of systems related job? Probably always in demand, aren't you, Z? I'm normally on the road at 5 o'clock on a Friday doing deliveries because that's when it starts picking up, and then it starts dying down at 8. So, what's his name, Maurice? 9 to 6. Z. I guess that's not too bad. You get a lunch break, I assume. I suppose you'd be thankful that you have a job, eh? That's what we've got to be grateful of, I guess, at the end of the day. There's a lot of people out there that don't have jobs. Leroy, is he brown? Oh, dear. My cat is not a lap cat. He's anything but a lap cat. He doesn't like being picked up. He doesn't sit on the laps, but he will at nighttime. He'll always sleep next to me. Sometimes like between my legs, and it's really annoying when you can't move. I think he just likes the heat. Oh, it's parts of him are Siamese. Cute. Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm always grateful for that too. I don't think I could ever have an office job, ever. Like, I've been working from home since pre-COVID, and the thought of going into an office, and that's why I'm always like, the grass isn't always greener. A lot of these companies now want you to do hybrid, and I'm not interested. Like, I've had a few companies approach me, and I was semi-interested. Same kind of role, different company, but they talk about, oh, but once or twice a week you have to go into the office and like you have to do reporting about what you've done each day, like how many calls you've made and how many contacts you've contacted or how many like business meetings, business development meetings you've had. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. I half thought about running my own company too. I could probably do it and just do one placement here and there just to keep me going and do this in the background. But the problem with that, I have a 6-month do not contact clause. which is fine. I could do this in the meantime, do, the Uber Eats and DoorDash. But the market is saturated with recruiters, especially aged care recruiters. And it is a hard industry, and to like build your business name up. I'm sure a lot of people would use me because they've been working with me for so long. So that wouldn't be the problem. But there's always that risk. What happens if my heart's not in it? What happens if, like, I just want to, if I did my own business, I just want to do the hours I'd want. I don't want to make it like, oh, wow, the next biggest agency in, Australia. That's not what I'd be planning. I just want enough to keep the funds ticking over. And I don't know if that's something that would be, viable. So, but yeah, definitely could never work in an office. Oh, it actually gives me anxiety thinking about it. It really does. I really would not want to do that. I mean, I do like doing the Uber Eats and DoorDash because it does get me out. And like I said, it's completely helped with my anxiety. When you work from home all the time and you're not getting that interaction. And I was literally not going out other than to the shops to get the kids from their train station. So the Uber Eats is definitely something that helps me get over my anxiety. So I do love that part of it, but I also love with it, I can come home, do a couple of hours and then leave it. Like if it's bad, just come home, forget about it. But could I do it full time? Like I said, I've been talking to a guy in Sydney. He lives in Parramatta in Sydney, and he says that some days are really good, some days are really bad. But he quit his full-time corporate job to do DoorDash and Uber Eats because he was a bit like Morris. He was physically and mentally sick from his day job, and he took the risk. He did it, and he's been doing it. Can't remember how long he said he's been doing it, but he often sends me messages in Messenger, and it's really nice to actually talk to someone like-minded that actually, and he came from aged care, completely different part of the business, but anyway, he's just like been really insightful that you can just up and leave if you need to, a bit like Morris. You don't have to be stuck in a job that you don't like. But then again, he was probably in a better situation than me when it comes with no kids and not a big mortgage. And yeah, exactly. You can work in your pajamas if you want to, right? It's so good. Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? Just meeting people and getting out. But I also like it when it says leave at the door when you don't have to deal with people. I'm happy not dealing with people. I quite enjoy just leaving at their door. Um, but it's just the fact that you're going out and you're talking to people at a restaurant. And I was gonna like make t-shirts and I go, leave at the door means leave at the door. And I was thinking of some, things you could like make merch on if I ever went down that track. The hours are going up now. I think it's 5 days behind, but I'm on 28.50, so 150 or so hours to go, and I should get the first, and then another 1,000 hours after that. So getting there slowly. So I'm excited about that. So thank you to everyone that's watching my videos. Maurice, thank you. I saw you were commenting on my videos late last night, so thank you. You wish you'd left years ago now. Oh, no, it's not easy, is it? But hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? There's a lot of things we wish we knew, and I'm glad you are. I bet you feel mentally free. I bet you can't describe that Monday morning feeling now. So Z, when you're getting takeaway, you call it fast food over there. When you're getting fast food, would you tip for fast food? Like if you were to go and collect it yourself? I don't have to tip for things like that, surely. And if I'm buying coffee, do I have to tip? If I'm collecting it, I'm not talking about someone delivering it to me. Do I have to tip for things like that. Like, would I tip my taxi driver when he's taking me to and from the hotel from the airport in the US? I would love to know about that because, okay, I get 20% if I'm having a sit down meal, and I get like tip your housekeeper, tip the person that gives you drinks at the casino because they're technically free if you're gambling, but you still got a tip, otherwise they won't come back. And about $2 a drink $2 a drink. So if we're having 2 jobs, just give them a $5 note. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I know that feeling. Oh, it's that anxiety, isn't it? And you think, oh, and then you realize, gee, okay, it's not work. I'm okay. I'm so sorry you went through that, but I'm so glad that you're free now. Did you have a busy week with DoorDash, Maurice? Taxis, yes. Taxis, yes. Take out, no, but sometimes I tip a little. I guess I'm never going to go back to these places, so even if they get annoyed, they're not remember. Oh dear. I get it, they're paid really little, but it's a bit unfair that you have to kind of make up for the fact that they're paid badly. Um, I still didn't know I had to tip the housemaid. I guess because we don't tip over here. So I was like, what? Surely she gets paid or he gets paid. Maurice, have you ever been to the US? Would you tip? I'm glad you left that too. Yeah, we're glad, Maurice. Hopefully you had a successful DoorDash week. Oh, well done. I think I've only made $50 this week on DoorDash because of being sick. I think we made 300 this week in total so far. I normally look to make about 500, but I don't think I'm going to hit that goal this week with being off. And I'm not going out today because I'm meeting Kelly. Kelly was actually on the live on Tuesday. He's paid a little. So their main bulk of their money is on tips. Do they have to pay taxes on tips? I mean, because if it's a cash tip, the government doesn't need to know about it, right? Yeah, see, that's how I see it. I'm happy to tip if someone does a good service. For example, I've had Uber shares before, and the drivers have driven so bad and so scary. But then other drivers are so nice, so drive really well. Don't talk to me because that's what I like. I always be quiet when I'm doing Uber because I just want to chill out. I don't want to have to talk to some random and just make up conversation. Anyway, and I'd tip them, and I'd tip some service that was good, but you don't feel obligated. Whereas I feel like so I'm going to tip a housemaid. What happens if she does a shit job? For those who ask for a tip is getting outrageous, and this is sit down restaurant tips shouldn't be expected. And if your meal's like $200, then what's that? That's a $40 tip. That's nearly $100 Australian just for someone doing their job. I do feel sorry for the gig workers in the US though. They get like $2 base pays for DoorDash and Uber Eats, and they rely on the tips to actually even make anything decent. And I think is it Uber, they can take the tip off them, like they can remove them, which I think is really mean, or the tip doesn't come in until like a few hours later. So I think that's a bit terrible. And obviously, DoorDash has now bought out Deliveroo, so that's going to be massive now. It's going to take over. Makes you wonder if Uber tried to buy them out too. I doubt it. Bo isn't on this morning, but he said he'll probably be on Sunday. He's probably sleeping. But servers, I see a base rate of $2 or something like that. But a takeaway, the minimum is at least $7. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. I have to keep remembering, though, your dollar is a lot stronger than ours, though, too. So our $7 Australian wouldn't be the same as yours. They're testing drones in the US. They're always up to something, right? It's incredible what they're doing now. It's even like my son got mad at me the other day because I was talking about Chat GPT. And he gets so mad about me using it. He says that I shouldn't be using it and it's not the best way to do things. I'm like, oh my God, like it helps me write emails. Like I don't use it all the time, but I think it's a handy tool. But he got really mad at me the other day. Oh, and Hope did respond in that live last week about that band you mentioned. She said she does know them and she does like a few of their songs. And she did mention the one She Was, but I can't remember, but she put it in there. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, wow. $2 an hour wage, $7 an hour wage. Oh, my God. $2 US is about what? I'm trying to work that out backwards. So probably about 4, 3, 4. That's terrible. Oh, I've seen that over here on the news too. The drones. Yeah. B Oz, you said you've seen the drones. Yeah, I've seen it on the news. I think it was Uber. Maybe it was DoorDash. I don't know. Maybe it was DoorDash. And they were testing them. So they'll get rid of us drivers eventually. They won't need us. Oh, you did respond to her comment? I didn't see that. I'll have to let her know. I'll check it after this and let her know. Every time I do a live, she's like, "Can you make sure you mention me?" And I was like, "Oh," because Bo asked about her on Tuesday, and I said, "Oh, did you notice that you got mentioned again?" And she's like, "Oh, what part of that is that?" I'm like, "Oh, I think it was towards the end." So of course she had to go and listen. She's funny. Yeah, I saw it on the news a while ago. I don't really even watch the news that often, but they are testing the drones in Australia, and it was, yeah. So basically, if you order, then the drone will pick up the food from the restaurant in like a safety bag and then drop it off at the house, which is incredible. But I think they can only go certain distances. So whether it would ever replace the driver, I don't know. But yeah, incredible, right? Maybe we won't have a job in a year, 2 years' time to do this anyway. Yeah, who knows? Because there's also you got to think about privacy and everything like that. And I mean, I know they don't have. Well, they would have a camera on them, wouldn't they? Because they'd need a camera to make sure. And like, how can you make sure that I worry about spilling drinks. What's a drone gonna feel like? Oh, it wouldn't feel anything, would it? But it's gonna be like, surely. I mean, they would have to. Oregon shopping center in Springfield Lakes through DoorDash. You can see it on the roof and the car park. Oh wow! So are they just doing certain deliveries for that just to test it, or are they actually bought it in completely? Does that mean if you tip, then you're tipping the drone? Who gets the money? DoorDash. You have a drone, Morris, and you're not even allowed to fly it without a proper license. We have a drone here, but I don't know if we need a license, but I don't think it goes far. It goes by weight, okay. So what weight do you need? 100, more than 140 grams for a license, okay. My husband just said we need 140 grams or more to get a license. 40 grams, okay. So that's why we don't need a license, because I just got a crappy one for his birthday. Wasn't one of these $2,000, $3,000 drones. I've seen some of them. They're like the DJI ones. They're pretty cool. Yeah, so they can only carry probably like one order, or they won't be able to do doubles. They won't be able to think outside the box if there's an issue. Yeah, I should imagine though. I guess it would be interesting to see how that takes off. The poor drone. The drone gets all the tips now. It's weight restricted. Be a bit weird though, wouldn't it? You're expecting a delivery and all of a sudden a drone comes over and drops it. Especially, you'd have to make sure your house is pinned at the right number, right? Because the amount of time, even a few deliveries last night, everyone's pin is pinned at the wrong place. I guess they would have a better map system maybe. Because I do find DoorDash maps aren't as good as Uber maps too. It's always DoorDash that the pins are a bit funny. I mean, Ubers were a bit off last night too. I see poor hubby, he needs to upgrade for the driving. Yeah, we keep joking that he needs to do vlogging for his truck life. I bet you people would watch that. And I'm like, you could call yourself Trucky Dan. And he drives 18 hours a day. He goes, yeah, I just film all day and then I'll send you the footage in the morning. Because sometimes he doesn't finish till 2, 3 in the morning, like AM. And he's like, I'll just send you the editing to do. And I'm like, yeah, sweet. I said, but I'm giving up my day job if I'm editing your stuff as well as my own. But yeah, he says like he needs a drone to follow his truck. And yeah, I think it was like a $300 Amazon drone. It wasn't the best, but you know, we've got a lot going on at the moment. We've got Vegas. And I've got all the tech with my cameras and my Macs and stuff like that. So he doesn't really need it. He's never home to use a drone anyway. And how do you get a license for a drone? Like if you've got a drone, Morris, how do you get the license? The system will be changing imaging, being able to buy your own drone to do food delivery. Ah, wow. That's interesting. That is, so then it's your responsibility if your drone screws up. And obviously it depends, you'd have to have a certain drone to be able to do that, surely. Can you imagine that? Just send my drone out shopping. Although it won't be able to do a shop and deliver, will it, at Coles? So we'd still have some work, Morris. I would not like text delivering my food. It can be easily hacked. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. All those hackers out there. It's terrible. That is the new, like, obviously problem with the world. Hacking, nothing is secure. Your money's not secure. All those emails you get and people fall through that for them, and people hacking. Honestly, it's just a joke. Even when we did that competition on Facebook, the amount of people that came forward pretending to be the winner. Honestly, next time I'm going to be really careful, and I'm just going to message them directly from my own Facebook, because I can't message them from my business page. And if you haven't already, check out Dash with Nick's Facebook. I I still haven't got 100 followers. It seems really hard to get followers on Facebook. I mean, YouTube's not exactly easy either, but there's a lot of truckies filming their deliveries, also live stream. Yeah, that's what he says. He could just live stream the whole day of 12 hours of him on the road, on the highway. I think he had a nightmare week this week because it was all flooding around Sydney and he couldn't get past I can't remember what highway, so he had to go the long way back home. Oh, okay. FBA, they're subcontractors. So they then decide who gets approved and not. Even if I had a license, the airport is to close and you would then have to put tons of paperwork in every day. Oh, yeah. It seems like a lot of faff. So DoorDash must have a lot of money to do all this, or a lot of. I always wonder how DoorDash and Uber Eats actually make money. By the time they paid us, yes, they put a percentage on the food that people are ordering, but like they're paying their support staff. All their IT stuff must cost a fortune. All their like advertising, everything, it would cost a lot. How does DoorDash and Uber Eats make money? For example, sometimes they give me a $16 or $20 job, and it might even be picking up one coffee and one sandwich, say. So surely the customer didn't pay that much more to pay for my delivery. They might have paid a $5 fee. So how do they make money? I don't understand. Yeah, watching too many FBI, CSI. We just finished watching Ozarks on Netflix. So good. Such a good season. Bo, welcome. We were just talking about you, saying you were probably in bed. We're just talking about drones and DoorDash and having drones and being able to do deliveries now, and that could be the future. They're doing it in Springfield Lakes, South Brisbane. But I was just wondering how DoorDash and Uber Eats actually make money. Because these companies, it must cost a lot of money to run. I know we don't exactly get paid that much, but somebody's making somehow some money. I got my friend to order a pizza the other day that I delivered. We could not work out how it was done. Looks like the merchant is actually paying DoorDash as well. Oh, okay. So the merchant would get more customers because DoorDash and Uber Eats can pick up. So the merchant, yeah, so they must have to, it might be like a monthly fee, like a Netflix subscription that they have to pay Uber Eats, because I know there's a lot of places now that just started doing Uber Eats. And I was thinking, well, surely it costs them a lot of money, but then they're probably getting a bit more business. So and you think about, like, say, a pizza that they sell for $15-20, it doesn't cost them to make the pizza for that much. And then DoorDash puts on its percentage. So really, even if they made $5 profit, the restaurant, out of that one pizza, after they paid their costs, they're still getting their pizzas out further than what they would be, you know what I mean? If someone, you think about, we get a lot of pickups from restaurants that you'd never even heard of, and they're so far away from where the person lives. So now there's that option for that. How did you make sure you delivered it? Because I always wondered that, like, I should put an order in before I finish and I'll pick it up myself, but then there could be the risk that someone else gets that job. So lucky that you got that. Did she tip you, or he? I think I was wide awake at 4:30, Bo. We had a late night too. Well, I say late. It was late for me. It was like 10:30. Anything past 9 o'clock is late for me. But the good thing is I had a good night's sleep, and that's what matters. But I hope you had a good week. How's the car savings going? Do you know what car you're saving up for, Bo? I'm going to be live tomorrow as well, Bo. I was just saying that from about 7:15. Uber's not running a weekend quest either, so that's a bit disappointing. Ah, okay. I was sitting outside the pizza shop. No, the cheap ass didn't tip me. Ah, you ate most of the pizza. Oh my god. Hopefully they at least rated you because you need the good ratings, right? And I noticed with the guy I've been talking to that gave up the aged care job to do this full time. I don't know his name. I hate saying he because it's like. But anyway, he was saying that uh, he's noticed that the DoorDash and Uber Eats, the ratings, like I think because DoorDash doesn't encourage customers to leave reviews or to tip, whereas Uber it does encourage and it does remind. Like I mean, I have done more deliveries with Uber Eats now than DoorDash, but even still, like I think I've got 20 reviews on DoorDash and like nearly 100 on Uber Eats, because Uber Eats, when you check out, even when you finish your meal, it goes, do you want to rate this driver and the restaurant? Oh, wow. You got a 5-star rating, Morris. That's good. Can you imagine if she gave you a 1-star or he? Oh, dear. That's so funny. You were sitting outside the restaurant. Wouldn't it be funny if they gave it to someone else still? That would not have surprised me. Yeah, it's not easy. And I know we talk about Chris Boy. He's mentioned, I've seen one of his videos in the past where he's talked about DoorDash and Uber Eats and how tipping is so much easier on Uber Eats and DoorDash. You either have to scan your receipt or somehow log into the app because, yeah, it's she gave you a poor rating, no more jobs. Yeah, exactly. But I hope their pizza was good, Morris. So you're having takeout this week? Just home jobs? What do you mean by that? Did I miss something? My brain goes 100 miles an hour sometimes and I miss something. Oh, you had your first sleep in. You've been working at my Coles job every day between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. I should come to Coles and say hello to you one day, although you are a bit far away from me. A long way to go, right? Just to say hello. Oh, okay. Okay, I get what you mean. Oh, yeah, I see. Sorry, Morris. Is it pretty chilly where you are, Morris? Because what's the temp now? It feels pretty chilly here. It's going to warm up in the next few hours now the sun's coming up. But yeah, we're going to play some slots at lunchtime, so you never know. We want the grand. It was really good to hear about Grandma Moore, how she won all that money. On Sunday, she was telling us like she's won all this money in California, and she didn't even put much money in. So, you just got to be in it to win it, really. I had to laugh the other day, got her to order a couple of coffees. By the time it went through, I was on another job and had to get a cold coffee though. Oh dear. Yeah, she's lucky that you still were able to get it though, and not some other driver. Did you ever mention on London Eats? Did you ever say Dash with Nick sent me? Although I don't think he responds to comments. The days are out of control, hot and beautiful. Well, that's good. They do get hot here, but the chilly mornings and chilly. Do you get chilly mornings and chilly nights? Although we're not even into winter yet. I think next week? Can't believe next week is the 1st of June. I'm sure the other week we were going, oh, it's the 1st of May soon. That is crazy. You really need the rain. We don't. We just had a bunch. I know Sydney's copped off a load of rain lately, and we've had all our drainage and cement done last week. It was a pretty hectic week because we had to keep the dogs in. I was sick. Oh, Simba's come to say hello. Simba. Yeah, and Rex has come to say hello in the background. But yeah, like we're just sorting this. When we bought this house and we had it built, well, we bought the land, we had the house built, but they built the way they lowered, like, what they call it cutting the land. They cut it really low, and we'd already put the ColourBond fencing in, and even that was really, like, they just went really low, and the fencing had already been done. If we would have known, we would have waited for the fencing. Anyway, we've had non-stop drainage problems. It's just been muddy mess, and with the dogs. So we just got some concretes poured the other day. I mean, they did a really good job, but I was really pissed off and annoyed at their, like, after service. Like, they left the yard in a mess. They left the gates open. They didn't say goodbye before leaving, or at least talking us through what we're supposed to do. The gate, we had a little gate on, and they didn't tell us that gate won't go back on without actually changing, like, because the concrete was too high for the gate to go back on. And like, I complained because I'm like, just knock on the door and tell us that. That's all we needed. Fair enough, the gate won't go back on, but at least let us know. And I don't know. It's just like, I know they're traders, and I'm probably expecting too much. But just like the foreman who was in charge, you think he would. And then the next day we get a knock on the door by another guy, and he was really nice, but he came to cut the concrete the day later so it can expand if it needs to. And we didn't even know he was coming because they told us he was coming back in 3 weeks to seal the concrete. So I was kind of annoyed, but they sent the invoice before the job had even been done to be paid by the next day. So I was kind of annoyed at that. But yeah, I just, plumbers and concreters are on the bottom. Yeah, honestly. And like, my husband's like, oh, you're expecting too much. They're just tradies. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But the foreman is put in a managerial role. And the guy that measured the concrete and the area was actually the owner of the company. So wouldn't he have seen like a gate and said, look, by the way, you won't be able to get that fence back on the gate. I mean, it's like a little gate to keep the dogs in a certain area. Like, you won't be able to get that back on. And we would have gone, yeah, okay, we'll have to we'll have to go around it. But no, they didn't say that. So that's just communication. Like, get on top of it. I don't know. I'm really big on things like that, communication and customer service. Hey, lovely Brittany, how are you doing? How's it going? Happy Friday to you. Lovely to see you or hear from you. Don't see you, do I? But yeah, so we've had a really stressful week, me being ill, the concrete being done, the dogs being kept in. I just like, yeah, I've had 3 days off sick this week because of not feeling well. You just got off work. Yay! Happy Friday to you. You can start enjoying your weekend now. You worked with them for years. Care factor given by the majority of them 0 or less. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't stand that, hey? It's just really frustrating. I don't know. My expectations are so, like, I don't know, not high, but like common decency. I don't know. Like, if I was running a business, and I always think if you want to run a business and make a lot of money, you should be in the concrete industry or plumbing, because that's, you can make shitloads of money. Obviously, you have to know what you're doing. But yeah, I'll take some feedback on if I was them, but they didn't seem to care. How's driving around? Yeah, I think I've got used to it. And I did say to my husband when we went out last night, I said, please don't cut anyone off. That's my biggest fear is someone's like going to get cut off and they're going to go to my channel and abuse the fuck out of me. Excuse my French. But no, I think I've got used to it. And it was funny the other day, Hope was in the car with me and she's like, she looked in the back and she's like, have you removed your signage or and I was like, no. I said, it's there. It's like a see-through thing where we can't see it from behind, but people can see forward. I can't remember what they call it. And she's like, oh, and then she realized it was there. So that was quite funny. But yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm still a bit nervous, and funny enough, I actually washed my car last night before we went out because it was starting to look a bit dirty, even though we only put it through the car wash about 2 weeks ago. And I just want my signage to look nice and my car to look nice. I'm like, I don't want dirty car and have my signage on. So yeah, yeah, I hope you're feeling better. Thanks, Brittany. Honestly, the doctor's testing me for a few things. Probably IBS by the sounds of it. And I don't know, like he says, first thing he asked me, do you have a stressful job? Yes. Do you get anxiety? Yes. So I don't know. Like I'll see how it goes, see what the tests come back with. Oh, I'm just sick of having all these tests done, but I guess nothing serious has been flagged up, but I've never had these stomach cramps before. I've never had labor pains because both of my kids, well, they were C-sections and like I never had Braxton Hicks. I never had any labor pains. They were all pre-booked C-sections. But if I can imagine what labor pains feel like, it would have been like that. And I've had it twice now within the last 5 weeks apart. And I don't want it to happen in Vegas. So 3 of my children friends are plumbers and they are good. So, yeah, and I think, again, there's good and bad with everything. It's frustrating because you give that respect in your role and it's crazy not to expect that others work. Yeah, and I get it. The tradies, the guys that were just doing the hard labor, fair enough. It's not their job to like communicate with us. But there was a foreman on site and he lives around the corner. I've actually delivered food to him. He's not the owner of the business, but they phoned my husband afterwards because he's the contact, and like they just gave him some crappy excuse like, oh, the gate won't go on, mate, like deal with it, mate, like basically. And my husband's so nice, he's like, yeah, all right, that's fine. We couldn't get it back on. It was either it happened, basically they were blaming the owner who measured up and didn't give the right. But anyway, I know my mom said to me when I first got it, she goes, oh, people could become really aggressive with your signage. And I'm like, don't say that. Don't get me angry. And she's like, well, do you have your phone number and your address on it? I was like, oh, as if I'm going to do that. I want phone calls. Hey, Dash with Nick. Oh, dear. I have put it in some footage of videos. Well, I've only done I did a video on Monday and last night. And also I did put it on Facebook. I know you're never on Facebook, but I did put my my signage on Facebook. No, they've tested the Mounjaro, Brittany, and I went off for it and I still had this problem. So, and I've been on Mounjaro since December. However, there's certain parts of Mounjaro that I don't feel well on. So I am thinking about coming off that, or at least lowering my dose again. I don't know. I don't like how Mounjaro makes me feel. I can't describe it. It like makes me feel indecisive about food and I never know what I want to eat. And then I get something and I can't eat it. It's just the weirdest feeling. It's definitely not the Mounjaro because they did do kidney and blood tests originally when I first had it 5 weeks ago. And they did like bacterial. I had to do like samples. It was pretty disgusting. But anyway, I had to do all these samples and they ruled out the Mounjaro because the first thing they look for when you've got like you feeling sick on Mounjaro is your kidney function and appendicitis and all that kind of thing. But she told me to come off Mounjaro for 2 weeks, which I did, and then come back on it lower dose. And I did that. And yeah, and if you look at the symptoms of IBS, if you search for that, it is 100% what I'm getting, like the vomiting, the diarrhea, if that's too much information, but the like I can't, like, it's just like the reflux, the stomach cramps are out of this world. It is next level. But he says if it is IBS, then I'm going to have to manage my stress somehow. And I might be on tablets for life, which I don't really want to do. Maybe it's diet related. Maybe I haven't exactly been the best lately either. Again, Mounjaro, it kind of, it makes, I can't describe it, like, it makes you like still want to eat, but you're like, oh, well, I can't eat as much. So I might as well go and get processed food. You know what I mean? So I don't know what to do with the but like I can't describe. I knew I was going to get sick. It was like 11 o'clock at Tuesday night, so Wednesday morning nearly, and I just burped, and the taste that came from the burp, I knew straight away, like, that's the same taste I got last time. It is almost like you're tasting your stomach acid. I can't describe it. It was disgusting and like pretty gruesome. But anyway, I knew from then on. And then that whole night, I didn't sleep. I was in the bathroom. It was a horrible night. And I have to have a big shout out to my mom. She was great. She took the kids to school. She helped me with the dog. She cooked for the kids. She picked them up. She did my washing. I just laid in bed pretty much for 2 days. That'd be funny with the lights. Hey Nick, where's my bloody pizza? Yeah, if my number was on the thing. And I thought about, like, last night I was thinking about an invention. I should invent a number for people's homes, like, like a house number, but something with lights, reflected lights or solar lights, so people can see their number at night. I don't know. I mean, that's one thing they haven't tested me for, stomach acid. But I guess one thing they did say is that they would do a scan, but the scan wouldn't, like, I've had an ultrasound last year. And they said they couldn't do another one. There's no point doing another one because nothing was there. So they could do a CT scan if these tests come back. Yeah. And I've been talking to another person that had the same thing, and stress is a really big part of IBS. So, I mean, how do you get out of a stressful work job? Not to do the job? Yeah. I mean, again, win the lottery tonight. And then, Maurice, I'll be joining you in retirement. Still do this door dashing and Uber Eats just for fun and just for pocket money. Brittany, how are you anyway? I see you got over 1,000 subs. Congratulations. Have you like monetized now? Super proud of you. I was meant to say that on your channel and I just like got sidetracked. You know what it's like being another YouTuber on someone else's YouTube channel. You've got 10 million things going on in your mind, but congrats. I've still got 150 hours to go to the 3,000 goal. And then obviously another 1,000 after that for the 4,000 goal. So I'm getting there slowly. Have you made any money from the monetization, or is it really slow? Be interesting to know like what kind of money you can expect to make from it to start with, because your subs are the same kind of subs as mine. Although you probably have more views than me because obviously I've only just started this content and a lot of my subscribers, I don't think they watch that. And I made because obviously a lot of my subscribers want to watch the weight loss content, which I am working on a video in the background for my weight loss content. I'm doing like an 8-week vlog on my progress, but I'm not going to put it out there until just before Vegas, because I'm sick of putting a weekly video of my weight loss out there and then being back to scratch the next week. So yes, God bless my mom. She's amazing. She's been so good. You can test it. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in 4 cups of cold water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Oh, wow. That's crazy. So you just put, and that will tell me, I'll have to Google that stuff. Yay, you finally monetize. Okay, so you should burp within 3 to 5 minutes. If not, you may have low stomach acid. And would that be the kind of a symptoms that I've been having though? Would that affect? Yes, congrats, Britt. $22 is still $22. And is that the AdSense? Have you got the ads as well? Because you already had enough hours. You've had 4,000 hours, haven't you? 24.35. Oh, it's going up. You can't cash out, and that's the US money too. So you need to get more videos out there, Brittany. Should be doing lives every day. Do lives count towards monetization? Does it take them a while to, like, when you apply for it, does it take them a while? I mean, I can't imagine, unless you're like a Mr. Beast or some massive YouTuber, you're not going to make huge amounts on, unless you have your own merch or sponsorship. I think sponsorship is probably one way to go as well, Britt. You can't cash out until $100. That's like 2,000 Australian. Oh dear. You've had the pain I've described. Never had a child. Yeah, I was like that. And the thing is, even going to the bathroom didn't help. The only thing that helped was being sick for like 15 minutes after, and then I started feeling ill again. Oh, you had to, it took a little to, and some people say AdSense can play up a little bit too. Well, that's good to know. Well done, Brittany. Do you get any money from the other one? Like, when you hit 3,000 hours, is it just a membership plan? Do you promote that? Because my husband's saying to me, don't bother promoting the membership or anything like that. Just wait to the AdSense thing. Because you don't really want to harp on subscribers to be a member. If they want to be a member, then great. And I think you can set up your own merch shop or something, but yeah, don't promote. I've seen some YouTubers that all they do is promote, and they do members only, and they go live just for members. And it's kind of like, and I saw some other YouTubers say, hey, be careful with that, because that can lose you lots of subscriptions. I think they said they had like 16,000 subscribers, and they saw their friend who had that amount started doing the membership only thing. And then within a couple of weeks, they lost 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. There's me worried about losing 2 or 3 subscribers here and there. Can you imagine waking up to losing all those subscribers? Oh dear. I did an error yesterday. I put out a video which was scheduled, but I accidentally released it last week. So I rescheduled it straight away. And the problem is, apparently if you do that, it wasn't putting my video out to anyone, because I'd already technically put it out last week, even though I went back into, but anyway, so I had to go back in and find it from my deleted section, upload it to YouTube again, and then put it back online. But I was really annoyed with myself that I published the wrong video. So rookie error, don't do that, because it really screws up your, what do you call it? The way YouTube promotes that. Oh, it's so stupid. I can't believe I did. And I didn't realize until it went out yesterday. I was like, why have I only got 5 views in 3 hours? And I realized it was showing from 7 days ago, so it wouldn't come up in people's feeds if it says I released it 7 days ago. So I had to go back in, and luckily I didn't delete my bin, and I still had it, because I do delete things quite often. I don't save videos. I'm like, nah, I don't know how much space. I mean, Z might know this, like how much. Like if I'm going to do all this vlogging and recording in Vegas, but do all my editing on the flight on the way home, like how much do I know that my Mac can take? Because obviously my SD cards I'm going to put on my Mac and download, but how much do I know that my Mac can actually take? Like, do I need to get more storage for the Mac? Because I don't know how much storage space I've got. I mean, it's probably a 4 or 5 year old Mac. But yeah, I did research about, I should be able to do on the plane. I should be able to do loads of editing on the plane without having like internet or Wi-Fi, as long as I've got a fully charged, headphones and laptop and have everything on my computer. So I should be able to do that. I don't think I need to have Wi-Fi to do that. So that 20-hour flight to Sydney, coming home from Vegas, I'll have something to do. Well, from Brisbane to San Francisco. Pretty sure that's San Fran. That's where we're flying into. I think it's 13 or 14 hours. And then we've got about an hour or two, and then our flight to Vegas is about an hour and a half. Yeah. So yes, I bought a power pack. I've got a power pack. Whether it's any good, it was one of these ones on Amazon, and we charged it last night and tried it, and it works. So maybe I need to buy about 10 of them. And then coming home, we're going from LA to Sydney, which again, I think is a 14-hour flight. And then Sydney to Brisbane is only about an hour flight. I won't do much from Brisbane to Sydney. It's more the long haul flight. I hate flying, so it'll be a good distraction. You can check how much space you have left. I don't own a map, but I can tell you exactly where to find it. Okay. Where do I find that? Would that be in settings somewhere? But yeah, I know it probably doesn't have that much storage, to be honest with you. I know there's been a few times on iMovie, they tell me, oh, you reached your limit. And I'm like, oh God, I haven't even got that much in there. I should delete a load of stuff. Oh, you can't tell me. Maybe I'll Google that. Probably should be in settings somewhere, and it should be storage. I know that iCloud picks up a lot. Yeah, I'll do that. I wonder if there's a way I can add more storage to it. You don't use Macs. Honestly, I only started using a Mac. Well, I bought my first one 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But then I got one with my new job 3 years ago. So I've been in this job 3 years ago. And when I first started using it, I hated it. But you know what? Within 2 months, I'm like, yeah, Macs are the best. I could never go back to Windows. Oh, yeah, I do have one of them. I'll take that with me too. God, I'm so not tech savvy at all. Are you like that, Morris? Are you still there, or have you gone back to bed? Oh dear. What do you edit on, Brittany? Do you have a Mac? I've actually got to do some editing after this from last night. And then I'm going out. Gonna hopefully win on some slots. You're getting ready to dash. Well, you have a good time. Let us know how you go. And if you can pop on tomorrow, we'll be driving. Oh, you edit on your phone? How do you do that? Oh my God. When I first started editing, when I first started my channel, when I did the weight loss content in 2021, I did it on my phone. And I suppose you use your phone for recording footage. And I really struggled. Then I did it on my iPad and I struggled with that. Oh, okay. Cat cup. You're not an Apple lover? No, nor's my husband. He's a Samsung guy. Like we always have this battle, which one's better, Apple or Samsung? And I think it's just because I've always used Apples. But what's annoying is my work is a Mac, but for somehow my work also is into my Apple ID. And I don't want my Apple ID on my work Mac because this is my personal Mac. And I'm like, I don't want my, so I don't know how, I'll have to somehow sign out. I don't know if that. Oh, I use so to blur people out, I use what do I use? I use DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. I kind of use two programs. I use DaVinci Resolve and then iMovie. But mainly DaVinci Resolve. I like that. I did try the CapCut, Brittany, but I mean not the app, but obviously a lot of mine are like saved from my GoPro and stuff like that. And I found it really hard. And then they said, oh, you needed to pay for a certain, because I think you can blur on CapCut, can't you? Do you pay for the CapCut thing? Or you use a phone to record? Yeah. Maybe one day you can get the GoPro or something like that. Do you like using your phone? The only fine I found with my phone is recording is obviously you're still using the DoorDash and Uber Eats apps or whatever apps you're using. And I found it like, and also if you're holding bags and stuff, it's hard to record and hold your phone, at least like when you're hands free. Although the amount of looks I get, although I kind of gone past caring now, like if someone looks at me, then too bad. But yeah, it is. I was hoping the apps might start getting a bit busier now we're coming into winter. Like you see in most countries, when it starts getting into winter, like, maybe things will pick up a little bit. Like people just don't want to go out in the morning. So you never know, my luck. But yeah, I might go in a few minutes and love you and leave you. I am going to be on the road tomorrow from 7:15 Brisbane time. I hope you can join if you can. Come and say hello. Yeah, I bet it. Yeah. See, I don't even know when you're in the car that you use it. Aren't you driving and using your maps, or have you got a spare phone using your maps? I honestly don't know how you do that. I see you and you're like driving and you go, oh, I've just got a job and you're recording. And I'm like, how are you doing that on, is it the same phone or you've got two phones? Still getting my head around that. Two phones, okay. And you have like one phone like with your app and then another holder, because that's what I've got for when I'm doing the lives, but I can only do the lives when my husband's driving. I would like to try doing it on my own one day, but I honestly don't know how I'm going to multitask, like with checking my apps, checking, and Grandma Moore was saying that she only checks the comments when she stops. So I guess I could try on my own. I'm just worried, like it's bad enough sometimes when you've got the apps, you've got directions, and yeah, my car's becoming to. Don't you find that your car's like a mini studio now? Got so many devices and things, and I was thinking I could get another car holder for when I am driving in a different position, because the second car holder for my spare phone is in the passenger side. So I'd need, if I was doing it while I was obviously driving, I'd need it in the other side, and you can't really remove them. So I'd need to get another one to go in a different position. I have 2 SIMs. I've got my normal Vodafone plan, and I just bought a new SIM, and it's a data-only SIM, and it cost me an extra $20 a month, and I get 60, is it gig or MG? Anyway, and also my plan for my main one rolls over onto that one if I overuse that one. So I paid an extra $20 for that. How do you convert all the videos you do use the iMovie at? So what do you mean? Like, so when I upload my content, it depends. Like you just like literally put your SD card in my Mac and then pull it, and then there's export, and I think it's export to social platforms or something like that. And then just make sure you're exporting it like at a high definition rate, and then it does the thing for you. So, but honestly, YouTube and Google have been my best friend for this journey. Like I said, I've been learning for 5 years about editing, and I'm still learning. Like there's not a day where I'm not editing and I'm having to search how to do a certain thing. I could probably get more tech with my editing if I really did some more research, but I'm like, nah, that will do. Oh dear. They're on a plan, but one is for my son and one's for me. Oh yeah, good idea. My kids take their phones to school though, so I can't use that. And I even asked to borrow their phone last Sunday, and they looked at me as if to say, but they are teenagers, so what do you expect? Yes, you go, Brittany. I'll probably sign off now. Good luck to you too, and thanks for joining us, and congrats again, Brittany. Lots of love, and yeah, thanks for joining today. I might love everyone and leave you now. But Bo, honestly, YouTube and Google is your best friend with that kind of stuff, and just play around. Like you can't really go wrong. Like what's the worst thing? You learn by your mistakes. So I would definitely just, yeah, you're never going to get perfection straight away. And even when I look back from my first video not my first video, but my first video I did for this door dashing in January, like how crappy the editing is compared to now. So, all right. Have a lovely one, Z. I hope your day gets better. Sorry, work's been crap, but tomorrow's another day. It's the weekend. Enjoy your night. And Maurice, go and make those millions and have fun. And obviously be safe. And yeah, until the next one, I'll either see you tomorrow or on Tuesday, guys. Lots of love. Thanks for joining me. Bye.